So, ladies and gentlemen, the media, I want to appreciate you once more, and I want to say that we are still in the course to seek justice. And the other day, there are things that I said about justice. Justice is not what somebody did or what did not do. Justice amounts to considerations of what is in the books or what is in the constitution or in the law. And it's also justice looks at circumstances at which something happened or something is supposed to happen. And I want to also say that the reasons why for those that goes to church or goes to the believers, they say that God is a just God and everybody will appear before God. It doesn't mean, and at times you've heard people say that everybody has sinned against God. And now, does that mean everybody is judged? Of course not. Everybody will appear before God for judgment. And that means that not that you've not committed anything, but just it requires consideration of balance of event and consideration of circumstances at which you committed whatever you committed. And I want to say that I've been following very closely on the events of the things that are happening in the media today or whatever is happening in this country. And as a young person in this country, as a young leader coming in this country, it is very, very important for us to follow very closely because I'm actually seeing the need for us to do a referendum so that we have a constitution that is very clear, a constitution that protects even the seat of the deputy president, for example, because we cannot have a deputy president who is working at the expense of his boss. Because what I understand is that 2010 constitution, we actually had to eliminate the VP to DP, considering that we will want to have a deputy president who is elected by the people. But what we are seeing today, we are still having a deputy president who is a nominee or somebody who is just nominated by by his boss. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is important for us to actually come out and see the things that favors us as a country. And again, let us, the rule of the law, take its course because we have under a lot of problem. And I want to call the things that I've seen in court today, for example. If there's any procedure that was done when deputy president was getting impeached, it is okay for someone to admit and say that this happened and this should happen at the same time. And I want to also call the Kenyan people. Can we begin to push for the reconstitution of IBC? This is the most important thing. And I've been in social media all the time since 18th of June. And I told people, whatever was the priority and whatever the priority that we have in this country is to have an IBC in place so that we are able to actually deal with the legislatures who are not following the rule of the law, who are not following the sovereignty of the people. Because what we are seeing today, we do not have a consultative government. We do not have a government that listens to the people. We do not have we are calling people, oh, just come and you do the participation. But I can tell you for a fact, we the people, we the Kenyan people, have no place in this government. So, ladies and gentlemen, mine is just very brief. Let's meet tomorrow morning. We hear what is happening and what is supposed to happen. But what I want to call for the courts and the judges, please be very considerate. Let us embrace the rule of the law. Let the law take its course. Let you judge in according to what our constitution says. And again, we also expect more application. As I said yesterday, we will also have more application coming. Application whereby a nominee does not mean the threshold of what is required by our constitution. And Mr. President, I think we have more paramount important issues that is affecting this country that you need to take course. People and Kenyans are all making noise, and we are here crying because of Shah, Shiv, and even Adani taking our airports, not just one airport, all the airports. And my question is, you entered into a contract of 30 years for these Kenyans. And I want to say it is about our kids will have to pay the cost of what you did without the consultation of Kenyans. And I want to tell Kenyans, it is time for us to say enough is enough. And if it is about Adani, if we are going up to 2027 for election, he will have to have 3 years. And the contract that he signed, it was contract between him and the Mr. Dr. William Ruto. That's what I have to say this evening. Absolutely, I said yesterday, having not even come from the legal space, it is very clear. It is very clear. Kenyans began to realize from the parliament when this this MP called Mutuse, Mr. Mutuse was called in Senate, and when Kenyans listened to his questioning, they were like, I think something is more than what we know. So we are seeing allegations that are baseless, to be honest. I'm not here to advocate for Deputy President Gachagua, but I want to tell you for a fact, it is so baseless. And if we are doing live audit, can we do live audit for everyone? Because what we are seeing here is allegations of live audit. He owns this, he stole this, he have this. Who is not a thief in this government? That's what my question is. Yes. Most welcome.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Do you think like this whole process
Yes.
is taking a toll on Kenyans because it's taking more time? Kenyans want to do some other things, but yet there's like this thing going on.
The fact is, this matter is a very sensitive matter. I wouldn't also expect a judge to wake up and make a judgment, because this process, we have had a lot of cases that are time bound, but for this particular case is very sensitive. The accusation of the government, or accusation of a deputy president, or an impeachment of a deputy president is not a small matter. So let the time be there, fine, but can we have justice? And justice meaning observing the rule of the law, observing our constitution, having consideration, having the consensus. Let's hear what people are saying, not a few people who have been given a few coins, China Mandazi in the parliament, and they come making decision for the sake of Kenyans. For me, and I will always continue to say, I cannot trust the parliamentarians or the legislators in this country. It is time to reconstitute the IEBC, and we the people to have people in place that we trust and people who are listening to the Kenyan people. Yes, so we need the IEBC as now, so that we are able to have the control of the parliament. And I want to tell you, now we have now 7 years increase of years. And if we are not careful, and I'm telling you for a fact, we are going to have an increase of 7 years. And what that means, it will have 7 years, Mr. Ruto ruled 7 years, then another 7 years, and the 5 years he has ruled is not counted for 7 years. So what we need to have, can we have an IEBC so that we have the control of the parliament? We have people who are representing correctly the interests of the Kenyan people. Yeah. Absolutely, what that means is one thing. If we have to have justice, it must kuva ndereva, kuva makanga, because Mr. Gachagua does not run this government. Whoever runs this government is Mr. Dr. William Ruto. So the fact is that if they have to go, let them both go. If they are not going to go, if it is about live audit, can we also have the live audit of the president himself as well? Because this matter is all about live audit. Yeah. And who in this country does not speak tribal? We have and Wetangula, we have and Modavadi, we have them saying that we brought lawyers, this is what we want from the government. Who in this country does not talk in reference to their tribe? And then again, I said the other day, being tribal is an undoing word, is something that you're doing. If you check the parastatus today, in this government today, the parastatus is full of people coming from one side. What does that tell you? That is what we call tribal. Speaking about where I come from as a lawyer, coming from Kamba, coming from Kikuyu, coming from, is not tribal. Is giving my identity or protecting my identity as a Kenyan. But when I begin to act or to have actions insinuating of where I come from, then I become tribal. So we should differentiate between a noun, and this other one is called what? An adjective. The doing word. Yes.